Hi there, I'm Drew Holtgreave, co-host of the Red Tail Talk Show, and I'm here to bring you a special announcement. Hartford Athletics, in conjunction with the Red Tail Talk Show, is going to bring you Trick Shot of the Week. Send your video along with who is getting the credit for this trick shot, whether it be a single person or a group, and your affiliate. Instagram messages to @HartfordHawks. For example, I would do either Drew Holtgreave or the Holtgreave family marketing assistant. For you coaches out there, if you want to do a Hartford basketball one or a Hartford women's soccer one, you can just send it in, and that can be the title, from the Hartford women's soccer team. The podcast opens on Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. That's when it is released. So when that is released, we'll start the week's submission of trick shots, and then you will have until the following Tuesday. So you will have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5 days to get in your submissions. Of course, one submission each week per person or group. So we'll give you the 5 best ones that the external relations staff picks, and then you guys will have the ultimate decision at the end to pick the trick shot of the week. So all day Wednesday will be voting. Friday morning it will be released, with the trick shot coming out as the opening to our podcast. That's kind of what we're going for. But we're excited to get this going. We're excited to see what you guys come up with. Be creative with it. So start sending us in your Hartford trick shots, and you have now until Tuesday to get those in.
First try. Bang.
Welcome to the Red Tail Talk Show. I'm your host, Drew Holtgreave, and alongside me, as always, Dan Szewczak. And Dan, how are you doing this fine Friday?
I'm doing pretty well, Drew. Doing pretty well. Still hanging in there. Haven't lost my mind yet. How about you? How you doing?
Well, as I've mentioned, we're all struggling. We're all losing our mind a little bit. So No shame in that. I think bragging about the good weather last week got to me. We've been having some thunderstorms and some rain here this week. So I guess I put my foot in my mouth a little bit there.
I would definitely say you did, Drew. And I mean, I can't say the same. It's been pretty terrible weather here too, but the few nice days we have had, I have gone outside and taken advantage of it a little bit too much, actually, because it was a really nice day last weekend and I got terrible sunburn all on my face, the back of my neck, and the back of my hand. Surprisingly, they were bright red. Trying to shower was bad. It just hurt. It wasn't good.
Was anything laying on you and left like an imprint? Like you see in some of the movies, you leave a donut on your.
No, I don't think so. Maybe just like the outline of like my collar on my shirt was impacting me. I mean, I'm peeling right now as we speak, actually. So, it's finally recovering. But
well, good. We're glad that you are recovering, Dan. Yeah, I have used the few good days to use my bike. I recently got that fixed up and it's all tuned up and ready to go. So I've been venturing out. Because what's the fun in driving a car, right? So I've been venturing out on my bike. I gotta be careful not to venture too far, because sometimes I get out there and then I'm like, well, I'm ready to go to sleep, but I still got 3 miles to go back home.
Yeah, it's never good to do that.
Yeah. So highest I've gotten up to is 5 miles. That's the longest I've reached. So we're looking to continue pushing each day. I got to work out somehow, but we got a piece of information for the fans though, Dan. We got one thing to talk to you about from Hartford Athletics. Just to put this in your mind, it's nothing coming up soon, but to look forward in May, we have our Hartford Hawks end of the year banquet that we normally have for our student athletes, where we vote on awards, various awards. We're going to a virtual option now because of the quarantine, and moving to our social media platforms, where we will release an award. I believe it's going to be each day. We're still kind of figuring out that aspect of it, but something along those lines. And of course, as we get more information with each episode, if you stick with us, next week we'll have more information. We'll continue to bring it to you as we get closer to the awards banquet, and we'll have an actual date of when that's going to start. But just to put it in your minds, what kind of awards can they be expecting here, Dan?
Yeah, so we have awards for both inside and outside of the classroom, highest GPA, like senior scholar athlete, as well as our male and female athletes of the year, our all Hawk team, which will feature 7 members on both the men's side and the women's side, newcomer of the year, and also we have Iron Hawk of the year, Drew, which is the best performer inside the weight room. We gotta show some love to strength and conditioning and all the work that our student athletes put in inside the weight room. So that's just a taste of some of the awards. You will see a full list later on in May when we get more information about how we're going to handle the end of the awards banquet that we normally hold.
Yeah. So again, just putting it on your radar to be looking for that in May, something we're coming up with. So we will be giving you more information with each show as we get closer to it. Our guest today, though, Dan, from Hartford Men's Golf, Elias Gross, he will be joining the show here in a little bit. We're going to get a little golf perspective on this, but also kind of a California perspective. He's from California, but is currently still out east. So we're going to get into that storyline a little bit and see what he's been doing during quarantine. For people who might not know, we want to fill you in here with our Hartford Golf team in a unique situation. There's no America East Conference, Dan.
No, there's not, Drew.
In collegiate golf. So Hartford is the member of the Big Sky Conference. They have familiar foe in there too, Dan, Binghamton. But give me some of the other teams we got in there, Dan.
Yeah, that's right. So like you said, the America East does not sponsor either men's or women's golf. So the Hartford Hawks golf men's golf program plays in the Big Sky with the traditional foe of Binghamton, but also Idaho, Northern Colorado, Sacramento State, Southern Utah, and Weber State. So a lot of non-traditional opponents that we tend to face off with in conference play. So it's another perspective that he'll talk about and how different it is playing opponents from all across the country.
Yeah, so let's get into that interview right now. Dan here with Elias Gross, senior Hartford men's golfer. And how are you doing today, Elias?
Doing good, Drew. How are you?
We're doing all right. We're making do in these times. So you're from Thousand Oaks, California, but as you've told me, you're out east. So what's the deal there? Did you choose to stay out there, or were you just not able to get home?
When the news broke, I was kind of waiting to see if class was going to be a thing again. And then when it wasn't, I still had this apartment. I didn't really want to fly in the middle of everything, and driving back was kind of impossible with some of the travel bans. So I was kind of waiting it out. So now I'm getting ready to move out of this place and head back in probably a couple of weeks.
Okay. And so you're coming back for your 5th year next year. So obviously a lot's still up in the air with that. But in terms of coming back for your 5th year, what kind of led to that? Like what about Hartford and why?
I mean, it's a good fit. I love the Barney School of Business. That'd probably be the number one thing on my list. Their MBA program was interesting, and I like the accelerated version. And then Pete, having Coach Pete here was a good thing. So a lot of my friends got in the portal and are looking around, but I didn't really see a reason to go. I'm pretty happy here in Hartford.
Yeah, we love to hear that. So just what have you been doing to keep yourself busy during this whole quarantine time?
I've been trying to play golf when I can, when the weather allows it, but I'm trying to keep up with schoolwork. I've been playing some chess online. I've been losing to 13-year-olds in chess online a lot lately. That's about it. I've been playing cards with friends.
Yeah.
I'm still social distancing.
How has the golf been out there?
It's been wet. It started snowing when I played a week or two ago also, so it's a little shaky. But the weather's starting to turn a corner. Hopefully I'll play some of the courses out here. I've been looking forward to it.
Yeah, what are some of the unique things they're doing? I know I've heard of like one per cart, or like do you walk, or what's kind of some
It's usually one per cart. A lot of the courses are raising, like the hole that's usually down underneath that you can't see is raised above it. So instead of going in, it just kind of dinks off of the hole, which makes golf a lot easier. There's no speed in putting anymore. You just kind of fire at it.
I saw a video of a guy doing that. He said like he scored like a 60, and then like he shows the video and he's like just putting like, I don't know, like as hard as he can, and it just dinks right off of it.
Yeah. There's no skill. You just hit right at it. It's awesome.
So what else have you been doing in quarantine? You've been like binge watching any shows? Are you not a TV guy, or what else have you been doing?
I'm usually not, but during this, I've had to be, and there hasn't been any sports to watch. So I've been watching Netflix. I got into Tiger King. I watched a really good World War II documentary. It was World War II in color on Netflix. It was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, my schoolwork, I've had a ton of schoolwork. I was a little behind because we were traveling still right before all this broke out. We actually found out about a lot of the restrictions and stuff when we were in Florida playing an event. So I kind of came back and was a little like lost, and then catching up. And thankfully I am now, and the semester is wrapping up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's good. Got to get caught up on your homework. But let's talk about some of your key stats over your career. Like in 2017, you finished tied for second in the Big Sky Conference Championship. That was at Boulder Creek Golf Club in Boulder City, Nevada, which you then in 2019 tied sixth in that same tournament with 6 under par. So what's kind of the deal with that course? Do you just seem to have success there? What do you like about it?
I always play better out west. For whatever reason, I just like the golf courses out there. And that course it's really dry, and I don't hit the ball super far, so the ball goes a mile there for me. So I kind of get to play like I'm a long hitter for a week, and it definitely works out to my advantage.
Yeah, and then in 2009 or 2018, tied for first in the Yukon Invitational, a Great Horse, runner-up in the Connecticut Amateur Championship that year as well. You mentioned about golf out west. So what would you say is the big difference between golf in California out west versus here in Connecticut?
For me personally, it's harder in Connecticut. It seems a lot narrower. It's kind of wet. The greens are a lot more sloped and usually smaller. When you're playing in California, Nevada, those states, it's usually pretty open, or if it's tight, it's just desert or something off to the sides. There's not, this dense tree cover. And also the grass is a little different. I mean, it's mostly the same, which is bent or Hoana, but out here, it's just so much more lush.
Nice. Yeah. So when did you first start golfing? Like, how did you get into the sport and realize that you had a love for it and it's something you wanted to pursue?
I kind of always played. Like my dad played, and my dad's brother played. So I've taken swings when I was little. Probably in like middle school, I started playing tournaments, and I had a swing coach that told me basically that golf scholarships were a cool thing to try and get. And once I heard that, I was playing in tournaments, and I played other sports up until high school. But in high school, I focused in on golf pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're originally from California, now here in Hartford. Like, how did you hear about Hartford, and kind of what made you decide to travel all the way across the country?
Hartford played in USC's event actually in Thousand Oaks. Before I lived in Thousand Oaks, but it was in Thousand Oaks. I was either a junior, I think it was a junior in high school, and I was there to watch Washington State because I was talking to their coach, and I watched a group that had Evan Russell, who was one of the best players in our team's history. So I watched him play there, and I just looked up the school, and it looked pretty interesting. And I didn't reach out immediately, but a few months later, either coach emailed me or I emailed him, and it just kind of went from there.
Well, there you go. So you've probably played on courses all over the country, both collegially and then just personally. Would you say you have a favorite golf course of yours, like one you could play every day and never get tired of it?
Yeah, there's a couple. There's one in California, Rustic Canyon, that's up there. But I'd say here in Connecticut, I love Yale. Yale's probably in my top 3 golf courses.
So to go off of that, what's kind of your bucket list golf course? Like maybe a professional course, like what's the one course you want to play?
I mean, the obvious answer is Augusta. I'm probably going to go for Cypress Point in California.
Okay.
But I mean, there's so many options. I mean, I could give you 20 courses and none of them would be wrong.
Probably, yeah. I know, like you got like Pebble Beach and TBC Sawgrass are a couple of on my bucket list, but so golfers, some have superstitions, some don't. as me as a baseball player, like I had superstitions. We see Tiger wear red on Sundays. Is there anything about you and your game that you had some routine or superstition?
I used to have things. I like to have 2 tees at all times, but that's not really, if I have 5, I'm not really freaking out. I will say for the Hartford men's team, we like to go black out in the final round. So we wear all black attire on the final round of events.
All right, that's pretty cool. Yeah, a little blackout on Sundays. So last question here about golf. We'll go, what's your favorite club in your bag, your go-to that's going to get you out of trouble?
I'd go my driver.
Your driver?
My driver, because I hit it so straight. It doesn't get me into trouble a lot.
Oh, you're lucky there. Slice, hooks, I can't keep it straight.
No, once I hit the fairway, that's where the problems start for me.
That's good. So we're going to play a game with you here called Stump the Szewczak. So Dan previously did a couple of these categories, so we're going to let you pick. It's basically you get 20 seconds to name as many in the category as possible and see how you do. So we got board games, Disney movies, or fruits and vegetables. Which
fruits and veggies.
Fruits and veggies? Okay, all right. So in that category, Dan got 16 this morning.
Okay.
So that's going to be your number to beat. If you beat him, you're going to get an extra 5 bonus points because we're keeping track of all of our guests on the side. Right now, Jimmy Slayton from men's soccer is in the lead over there. So I'll get my timer ready here. Dan's going to keep track. So you have 20 seconds to name as many fruits and vegetables as possible.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Sure.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Celery, tomato, potato, radish, broccoli, asparagus, strawberry, blueberry, blackberry, dragon fruit, raspberry. What's another vegetable?
That's
all I got. Yeah.
You got 11.
Yeah. I don't like these time tasks. I don't know what it is.
We got to put you up against the pressure. We got to, get the competitive juices flowing.
There's no pre-shot routine for this. I can't get into it.
There's no warming up at the driving range. We're going right into it here. Dan, what do you get?
So you finished with 11. Still respectable.
That's good.
I think I might have said
that's going to be up on the leaderboard there.
I think potato is technically a root, not either of those, so I'm going to have to deduct one.
We were being nice. We were going to give it to you, but if you say.
We're going to give it to you. Yeah, so we're going to deduct
if you don't want it, we'll deduct it to 10, I guess.
It's not going to be a winning score anyway, so you may as well be honest with it.
But it's not last. Last week we had Anna Cronin on from Women's Soccer. She had 4, so you're above that there.
That's interesting.
Oh, that's a good performance. So you're on a roll there for a second. We put fruits and vegetables together because we don't want the whole tomato debate.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
So, anyways, that was great. We had a lot of fun. Thank you for joining the show. It was awesome. We hope you're staying safe and healthy out there, and wish you safe travels whenever you do get to go back to California. And we look forward to seeing you next year for the Hawks golf team, hopefully.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we'd like to once again thanks Elias Gross from the Hartford men's golf team for joining the show. And Drew, before we wrap things up, we tried a special trick shot with Elias. Wasn't that right? Yeah, we'll show you right here. Elias Gross' attempt at what would probably be the Guinness Book of World Record for longest drive in golf history, as he hits one from Connecticut all the way to you in New York and over to me here in Missouri for a hole-in-one. Check it out. Way to go. You did it. That was absolutely crazy, Drew. I can't believe he did that. I don't know how he knew where we lived either. Like, he just He found all of our houses and somehow got it to you and through where I'm at in New York right now.
Crazy
Unbelievable.
shot. He scared my dog, but yeah.
I know. Like, I thought he was going to break a window. Like, he went all the way through, right out the back, down the porch steps. You know, it was crazy.
It was a great backswing, and then into the hole. You know, it was fantastic.
Unbelievable. Guinness Book of World Records, hit us up. We definitely broke your record. Thank you.
Thank you to Elias Gross for doing that with us and, you know, entertaining us in, you know, these kind of boring times. But anyways, that's going to wrap up this episode of the Red Tail Talk Show, Dan.
That's right, Drew. So, once again, just thanks again for Elias Gross being on the show. We're looking forward to seeing him next year golfing for the Hartford men's team. Also, keep in mind, again, Hartford Hawks Awards, our award banquet, which won't be happening in person this year, but instead virtually. Keep an eye on that for in future weeks as we give you more information.
Yeah, if you want more information on that, keep coming back to us here Friday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern time for your edition of the Red Tail Talk Show, and we'll be bringing you with each week more information as we get closer and closer to that. So be looking out for that. Remember, leave us comments if you have suggestions, advice, thoughts, comments, concerns, anything at all. But remember to smash that like button below. And for all Hawks fans, you know, we thank you for the support and look for us, you know, next week, Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time on the Red Tail Talk Show. And Dan, as always,
go Hawks.
Wow.